If your business or agency is currently plateauing, it's probably not because you're in the wrong business model. It's probably not because you're not outsourcing properly, and it's probably not because you're not working hard enough. The reason most of the time is actually because you have the wrong clienteles. So in this video, we're going to be going over some tips and red flags to watch out for, whether you're thinking about continuing working with your existing clients or you're thinking of onboarding new prospects. So the number one biggest red flag is if a business is brand new or they've been around for some time, but their offer hasn't been validated enough yet. So what is a validated offer? It's basically where they have an idea, they have a business, whether it's a product or service, whatever it is, and they have an idea, but they haven't actually gotten any customers for it. They haven't actually gone out to the market and proven that they can actually get people interested, get people to purchase, and get people to stay from that product or service. Another thing is if they're constantly pivoting. So let's say one day they tell you like, hey, I want to start this as a coaching business, right? And then a week later, they're like, no, actually, we want to convert this from a coaching business to an agency. Oh, and actually, no, on second thought, I want to change this from an agency to a SaaS product or a SaaS service. So you know from there that they're unsure about whether they're actually going to be successful with the current business model and ideas that they have. And working with those type of clients is always a red flag because it's completely unstable about, what type of work you're going to be doing with them. And honestly, as sad as it is, most of these businesses do not even end up being successful in the end anyways. Another red flag is if they have absolutely no operational infrastructure. So everything's going on manually. They have no CRM, they have no sales process, they have no team, anything like that. And they're just sign up, one guy doing it all, managing it all on his one single Google Docs or whatever. Those type of people, I've always been a headache to deal with, whether you're trying to work on something and you need some information from them, or you need to get something done in a specific time and there's this miscommunication happening just because the grounds haven't been set forward on how to properly do business. And another red flag is revenue volatility. So if their cash flow is inconsistent, so let's say a business could be doing really, really well one month and then the next month they could be completely quiet, or let's say they have a bunch of clients and customers but they are like one time and they never actually return. So in that way, it's actually very unstable. So those type of clients are always on the edge as well. They're going to be always thinking about when is the next cash flow coming in, when's the next revenue coming in. They're not focused on actually reinvesting back into the business model, reinvesting back into you so that way you can help them grow and so on. Another major red flag, which a lot of people ignore, is unprofessional behavior. So it's not just about late payments or forgetting the invoice, but it's also whether it's communicating at inappropriate times or methods. So let's say you set up a meeting with them, but they're not joining their Google Meet. They're instead giving you a phone call. Or let's say they're texting you at midnight asking for something that should have been discussed earlier, or it's time to publish something and they're asking for constant last minute changes after they've approved something. And a lot of big thing is when you explain them something and they're asking again and again and again just because they're not paying attention, and basically just no respect for your boundaries whatsoever. They're treating you like you're some employee to them or some contractor, when in fact you're a business partner with them. You're 50-50, if not a higher level to them, and they need to be able to respect those boundaries in order to continue being professional. Another major red flag is clients who are overly demanding or basically micromanaging you. So they're trying to go ahead and see every little tiny step that you're doing and walk you around like a little toddler or a baby and trying to get you to do things exactly how they think. Those aren't business partners. They're just trying to use you for your time, and they're honestly very annoying people to work with. These are the type of people that obsess over very tiny details like, hey, change this one font from size 11 to size 12, or change this one button so it says this instead of that. These type of things that don't actually matter, don't actually end up bringing real results to the business, and instead they're just micromanaging you just to get the full value. Those type of clients are also a very big headache to deal with. Another example of micromanaging is constantly asking for updates. Like let's say you gave them a deadline like, hey, I'm going to finish this project by the end of the week, and every few hours they're calling you and texting you, hey, what's the update, what's the update, what's the update? Okay, sounds good, we'll move to this, do to this. Just continuously back and forth, which has absolutely no meaning, and just to micromanage and annoy you. That's also a major red flag. And the fourth thing is where they act like they're never satisfied with your deliverables. Some people have this mindset where if I show them that I'm satisfied or I'm happy with their work, then they're not going to put as much input in the future, or they're going to increase their price. But these type of people who are always acting dissatisfied and, oh, I'm the customer, I'm always right. Yes, they're always right. And yes, we want to have a good relationship. That doesn't mean that you end up working with someone who is faking these feelings just to be like not satisfied. And lastly, the biggest red flag out of all of them is a client who cannot comfortably afford your services. So this isn't just about, hey, I'm charging one client less just so they can afford it versus compared to another client. It comes down to the mentality that they have when it comes to business as well. So these are people who are, for example, negotiating the price a lot. They're trying to get the best deal, or they're continuously arguing with you about, is the price actually worth it? What are they getting for that? And they're trying to squeeze as much as out of you as possible. These are also the people who have very unrealistic expectations. They expect the world from you when they've paid nothing. They expect you to be very fast. They expect you to just be like an employee 24/7 to them. And they want immediate results because they're in a financial situation where the money they pay to you is literally the win or lose deal for them. Other thing is, these type of clients often will scope in and creep in different tasks that weren't initially part of the project. So they'll say, hey, can you also do this one quick favor? Can you also do this? You end up doing 32 other different things other than what you actually promised, and it ends up being a horrible ROI on your time. And the fourth thing is, these people who are not financially doing well are very emotional as well. They're always trying to figure out where the next dollar is going to come. Everything is very emotional with them. You know, the financial stress that they're having on you, they put that pressure onto you because you're the guy who's going to save their business. And instead of working together with you to create a good partnership and relationship with you, they're basically just trying to micromanage and squeeze as much as they can out of you. So these are some of the red flags to look out for when you're considering onboarding a new client or cutting off an existing client. Now, if you are struggling with finding actual good clients that will help you grow your business, I run a B2B lead generation company. We do email marketing and email outreach. I'm the founder at Truly AI. You can click the link below to go ahead and learn more about the business, and I'll see you in the next video.